How you doing, YouTube? It is early August right now, so I'm not gonna lie, it feels a little bit early to be reviewing this beer. You know, it's still very warm out, although today the clouds are out. It's, you know, halfway pleasant compared to what it has been. A few weeks ago we got a real big hot spell. You know, we had a heat index up to like 105 and up in some places, but right now it's probably in the 80s, so no big problem. But anyway, it's finally out. It's that time of the year. Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Like I said, it seems a little bit early, but you know, they'll run this till roughly November. Also, I can't wait for the, if they do it this year, like they did last year, the game day variety packs. And of course, the winter variety pack. But here we go. Sam Adams Oktoberfest, coming in at 5.3% alcohol by volume with 16 IBUs from the folks at the Boston Brewing Company. Now, to be specific, Oktoberfest as in a Marzen. If you go to actual, or Marzen, or however you want to pronounce it, but I pronounce it Marzen. If you go to the actual Oktoberfest in Germany, you can drink styles of beer like a Marzen, you know, dark beer. But most people will be drinking Fest beer, which is just a lighter, I'm assuming like kind of close to a Helles style German lager. You know, light, white bread kind of deal, whereas this is a little bit, well, I guess the label kind of says it pretty good, hearty while still being smooth. Let's go ahead and pour this up into the Sam Adams Oktoberfest dimpled mug. This is not mine though, this is my father's, but I decided to go ahead and borrow it for this review here. I ain't gonna fit it all the way because this, I'm guessing, it's probably bigger than a 16 ounce. It's bigger than a pint. I'm guessing probably about 22, maybe 24 ounces. But it says here, we've got two things to read here. On the bottle it says, malt brings so much to a great beer. That's why we developed a unique malt blend to provide robust color and smooth, rich flavor. Like you, we look forward to this tradition every year. All right, good deal. And then on the glass here, let's go ahead and read this. I've never read this. A malt lover's dream, masterfully brewed with 5 varieties of malted barley to create a delicious harmony of sweet flavors, including caramel and toffee notes. Anyway, had about a finger and a half head. It's already dissipated quite quick, but the color on this is just beautiful. I guess you could say like a deep copper, possibly. You know, I'm not quite sure the best way to describe this except for just beautiful. It's a very attractive beer. Let's go ahead and see how she smells. All right, you get a little bit of a yeast, kind of a brown bread or bread crust. I guess, yeah, a little toffee. There's some sweetness on that. So far on the nose, it's going good with what a Oktoberfest should be, which is a very malt-forward beer, very low on the hops, which, I mean, 16 IBUs. You know, not crazy when it comes to bitterness, but yeah, you're looking for just a darker, you know, breadiness. And so far on the nose, that's what we're getting. Let's see how she tastes, though. Pretty nice. Like I said, you similar to those, you do get that breadiness, particularly a brown bread. As far as hops go, there's not a whole lot of hops present, though. You do get like just a hint of a little bitterness on the back, but nothing crazy, nothing really floral, nothing really grassy. Just a little bit of a bitterness. Was, like I said, 16 IBUs. It's just there just to round it out just a little bit. But yes, still relatively sweet. Like the bottle says, it is hearty and smooth. Tastes like what you would expect from a American style Oktoberfest. Now, not that there is a specific American or European style Oktoberfest, but from what I've noticed, American Oktoberfest beers seem to be just a little bit on the sweeter side, and German Oktober style, you know, beers tend to, or Oktoberfest style beers tend to be still sweet, you know, very bready, but a little bit of like a spice on some of them. Like one of my favorite stuff, I haven't had too many Oktoberfest beers, but Paulaner Oktoberfest is pretty, has some spiciness, like a little, like a, you know, like there's spice in there almost. And then another one I had, probably my favorite though, Spaten is somewhere in the middle, I would say. It does have a little spice, but also very just, you know, sweet bread, you know, brown bread kind of deal, similar to this. But for someone who maybe doesn't know a lot about Oktoberfest beers, or is want to broaden your horizon when it comes to beer in general, this is, you know, would be a decent route to go. It's not incredibly complex, but it is very good. It is very solidly made. And, you know, I'd say it has decent, you know, decent ingredients. It's all around good beer. Now, there are some better Oktoberfest. I will say, I already mentioned Paulaner and Spaten, to name two of them. And also, I believe both of those brands are 2 of the 5 that are the only beers invited to Oktoberfest, are those brands. I think Weinsteinhofer is another one. Can't remember all 5 off the top of my head, but I would say those Oktoberfest are a little bit better than this. But I mean, for the price, it's priced all right. You know, it's not the cheapest beer ever, but Sam Adams is normally just a little bit more pricey than your Bud Miller Coors. But the main thing is readily available. Like, you know, this time of year, from late summer into the fall, you go to any, you know, liquor store or big grocery store, like, you know, a Publix, a Kroger, a Walmart, you will see Sam Adams Oktoberfest. You know, if you're more adventurous, you know, and you go to a decent liquor store, you will find, you know, many German Oktoberfest. But if you're living in a town that just doesn't have, you know, a good beer, you know, just generally good beer selection, or if you're living in a dry county that doesn't have liquor stores and you don't want to travel, odds are you'll still find Sam Adams. Like I said, you can just go to your local Walmart normally and be able to find it. So all in all, this is definitely a when in doubt kind of. If you want to have an Oktoberfest, odds are this will be quite easy to find. So that definitely kind of helps this beer out when it comes to, I guess, popularity. But even, like I said, even if it's not as good as, you know, your German Oktoberfest beers, this is still a very, very good Oktoberfest beer for what it is. So, see, as far as the rating goes, I'm just going to have to go ahead and I'll give it 8 out of 10. I mean, it is very good. I definitely enjoy it. I do drink it several times throughout the fall, and I plan to do the same this year. And if I go to a restaurant during this time of the year, I will, you know, normally grab one of these along with, say, like a Yingling, or maybe like a Miller Lite or Stella. But like I said, for what it is, it's very good. There are better examples out there, but also some of these examples are, you know, you got to do a little searching. If you just want to get an Oktoberfest beer, odds are you'll be able to find this no matter where you are. So 8 out of 10. Like, rate, subscribe if you care to. If you don't, that's fine. My memory must be getting bad because I'm forgetting a lot of this. Spay neuter your animals. I didn't forget this though. I always remember to tell y'all to make sure you cure a local pedophile and have a good night and a pleasant tomorrow.